What up, world? It's Mac. Tell me something slick and make it stick. Yes, sir. I am back for another exciting episode of Cigar Chats with Mac. Look, I told y'all. I had a special guest coming today. You know what? A superstar actress, I like to say, as we call it, activist. God damn it, not just an actress, but goddamn it, an activist and an actress together, activist. She's passionate about social change, and she a beast on that screen. I might know a little something about that, but that ain't for me to spoil that. Hey, if your ass got Tubi, if your ass got Amazon, you done seen this woman. And if you ain't seen these damn movies, I'm going to rattle off to your ass in a few minutes. You better go watch them. All right, y'all. Without further ado, I'm going to bring my girl up here, Natasha. She coming to the stage. Show some goddamn love as I get up here, man. Come on to the stage. That shit, yeah, is in the building.
What it do? Thank you for having me.
Nah, pleasure is all mine. Thank you for coming through and kicking it with your boy.
Absolutely no problem.
Well, listen, we're doing on Cigar Chat. We go back to the beginning because it's a lot to uncover. Because you again, the actress, activist, author. You know what I mean? You're a mother.
Oh, you did your research.
I do this. I do
yes.
this.
Author. I kind of forgot.
You don't forget that. You know what I mean? Been in award-winning films. You know.
That's right. Yes.
Out here.
Yes.
But let's take it back to the beginning. Now, born in the South, but went to New York.
Yes.
All right.
So I was born in the South, and I got my Social Security number in New York. That's how early on I went to New York. So some people like to say I'm from New York. Some people like to say I'm from down south. I just mix them up together because I did get the best of both worlds.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Now, and I think that's a dope combination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think you should have the experience of both.
You say you got the Southern values, but also that New York hustle, that New York mindset.
Yes,
you got
absolutely right. I don't think I can relate to anybody who don't have that Southern root, though. I really pride myself on having that Southern root because of my grandmother, my family. You know what they instilled in me, and I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have gotten it in New York, but I just believe that they was raised a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
So tell me back. Let's talk about New York. What was that like growing up in New York?
Crazy. It was crazy. Listen, New York is a different kind of thing. We was doing, we jumping turnstiles, we jumping buildings. When I thought back on it, I had this conversation not long ago, and I was like, yo, we used to jump buildings, not jump rope and jump whatever. We jump buildings. Like, that's a wild and crazy thing to do. Today, I look over the buildings. I'm like, I would never in my entire life do this. So I had to be crazy. When they say kids don't have no fear, we really don't have no fear. I can't believe we used to do that. But down south, we used to walk the tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like not the kind of track, but the
You got specified.
We used to walk the railroad tracks and jump trains. You know what I'm saying? Jump on the train and ride it to a different city, ride it back. You know, so it's a different experience and from the north and the south for sure.
Well, now you talk about jumping buildings. I'm from Chicago. Our retarded ass was not only jump the building, these niggas, we would flip off the building onto the mattresses. Now, that ain't the most stupidest shit.
That is we did it. I was brave. I was like, damn, I was brave. To jump a building and jump onto a mattress is insane. It's insane. It's not just brave, it's insane. Yes. Yeah. We was that kind of kid. Yeah. I was that kind of kid for sure. Mm-hmm. That's I wouldn't dare now. I'm scary now though. I don't even want to go to the 10th floor, to be honest with you.
You know what? You ain't lying about that. The older you get, like, you know what? I ain't even fuck with the roller coasters. I don't even want to get too hot no more, Tasha. I don't want to get too hot no more.
My daughter, I don't know. They say I'm scary. I don't want to get on no rides. I don't want to listen. I don't even want to go in the little vault thing that's been around. I don't want to do none of that. I just feel like you're playing with your life. And if I would have known what I knew now, Back then, I probably never would have took a ride in my life.
Mm. So, growing up in New York, I'm sure you was exposed to hip hop early on.
Of
I'm sure.
course.
I'm sure you was exposed to it in the
You
mix
already know. You
as
know
it.
I was flying about my age, getting up in the spots. You already know that.
All right, now
Hip
we wasn't in
hop?
the. Tosh, was you in the music videos? You wasn't in the videos back in the
No,
day.
no, but I was in videos back in the day. I
Okay.
wasn't in videos in New York back in the day, but I
But
did music videos in Atlanta.
okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll get to Atlanta. We
See
still in.
that you didn't do your research on that part.
Nah, I ain't get that part. I missed that part. Nah, I missed that part.
I got something for you.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. Growing up, middle of three girls, correct?
Yes.
What was that like?
Um,
What was that like?
It was always a struggle. I feel like the middle child is, listen, we trapped between trying to find ourselves and fighting for mommy and daddy's attention, and we just stuck in the middle all the way around in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they both will turn on you.
So having two.
Look, literally and figuratively.
What the hell was that like growing up in a household all them women, them sisters?
Um, it was cool. It wasn't
It was.
real crazy because we got our fights out before my mother got off work. Shit, we had no choice. We might stab each other in the head with a fork here and there, but guess what? We done patched each other up by the time my mama got home. We knew better. So it was cool. By the time she got home, the house was clean, blood cleaned up. We was good.
All right. Chanel, what's that? Chanel Visual said Natasha's a hard worker and the truth. We are excited to have her as well as a guest on our new workshop series over at Engage Content Studio. Come on now, show some love for her.
All right, with the shameless plug. Yes, I am hosting I'm a guest host at their studios, Engage Content Studios, on May 31st. Yeah. I normally do acting workshops and I invite a director, actor, producer out to teach my classes, my workshops. But in this case, this is the first time that I was invited to guest host.
Okay. Check
Yeah.
you out. Check you out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So now growing up, we still in New York now. We still in
We
New York.
still in New York, okay?
We ain't made it down south
We
yet.
ain't in, we
We ain't
we
came
not
down here.
okay, cool. We're not at Engaged Content Studios yet. Okay,
No,
cool.
we ain't nowhere to tell them to chill. Can we
All
get
right.
out of New York, people? Let me and her get
Yes.
out of New York.
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder if some of my New York people are here.
My question is, obviously there was a lot going on, and obviously Mom Dukes is taking care of business. Three sisters.
Yes.
When did this passion for acting happen? Because did you know it all when you was a little girl, or when did this happen?
I did.
Mm.
I knew it when I was a little girl. I did plays in New York. I used to sing. I wrote some songs. I did. I was in the humanities, of course. I was a gifted child, a student. So if you Chicago, I'm not sure about Chicago, but in New York, we had gifted classes to where you had humanities, you had the arts programs all built in one. They don't really have that in the South, and that was the difference between me growing up in New York and when I had to go live with my grandmother for a little while. You know what I'm saying? It was always different because we didn't have that creative outlet down south. You know what I'm saying? But in New York, yeah, we was writing songs, we was doing musicals, we were doing all that. So I knew as at a young age, I didn't quite know it would be acting, but I knew it would definitely be entertainment.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was something that you knew early on.
Oh yeah.
That bit
Oh
you.
yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, and that's one thing I tell my students. Once you're bitten by the bug, right? You have to find somebody that's sick with it like you, because you
Mm.
can't be around people who don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're desperate to get to set, when you have a call time, if you ain't got no car, you got an Uber, all these different things, you need somebody that's on that same page as you. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Because we sick with it. And so I had my brother Michael James, shout out to him because he understand. He's sick with it. And so if I call him, it's like I'm coming, he coming right away to get me
Right.
to set, and the same, vice versa, because you can't be around just the normal, people because they don't get it. Okay, I'm coming. They don't understand. No, I'm ready to go now. Like I gotta get there. You know what I'm saying? So I tell my students to be sick with it and find somebody that's passionate about it, just like you.
Mm.
Yep. You
Now,
sick. You sick with it too.
yeah, hey, we're gonna get to that. We gonna
Okay.
get to that. We're gonna get to
Okay.
that. We're gonna get to that.
Pause. Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna get to
So we're
that.
gonna talk about you. We're gonna talk about you in a minute. We'll go.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about, but you the guest. They know my
That's
ass.
right. That's right.
You my guest.
That's right.
What I wanna the thing I've appreciated about you, just observing you up close and even from a distance, your your deep spirituality. The
For
fact that
sure.
you ain't never ashamed to give God his presence, his glory, his praise. I've noticed that.
Absolutely not.
But is that the key secret for you to have overcome so many personal things, whether it was abuse and all the things that you've travailed that have travailed you that you've overcome?
Yes.
Take us through that, because what people might not know about your story is that you are a walking, living testimony. They see you smiling and
That's
they
for
see,
sure.
but take us through that, because without the test, there is no testimony.
Well, I give glory to God always,
You do.
always, and forever. I don't care where I'm at. I don't even care if I'm cussing you out. Lord, forgive me for cussing. I might go into praise right then, but because God know you, you know what I mean, through all your ways. You know what I'm saying? So whether that's when you're in church, whether that's when you're in the club, whether that's when you're cussing somebody out, God know you through all thy ways. But I'm not afraid to give him the praise because there's been times that he has been the only person that I had to talk to.
Mm,
And for people who don't believe, there's people who honestly don't believe. um and I've had a conversation with a few of them, and our job is to try to bring them to the Lord, right? And you meet them where they are. And if they don't want to go, to the Lord, I can't associate. You know what I'm saying? I just can't deal with people who say, like I met a guy, he said, well, if there's a God, let God stop this rock from hitting you, or some craziness like that. I can't deal with you because you're not on my level. You're not spiritually rooted. And that's one thing that I noticed, is the difference between when you grow up in the South
that's right.
as opposed to New York.
That's right.
And I'm not knocking the people that's from New York, but I know for a fact that I had a praying grandmother. You know what I'm
Mm, come
saying?
on
I
now.
had a
That's
praying
it.
grandmother. I have a praying mother.
Come on.
And my grandmother early on, you ain't got to go to church with me, but you definitely got to get the hell up out of here. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? So, and that's what has sustained me. I went through a deep depression. There was a point where I was homeless. I went through a deep depression. I had to go into um
come on.
a efficiency, or like it's like a hotel, but it was like a studio apartment. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
In New York, that would have cost me $2,000. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? A month, but it was just a little small. It had the little stove and all these different things, right? Um, and that depression, I literally had to drive probably 14 hours away just to plug in with my kids for a day. You
Come
know
on.
what I'm saying? I just had to go up there, get hugs, and I stayed literally probably maybe 8 hours or overnight, and then I left. But when I say plug in, something that I learned that I actually taught myself, and maybe just with talking to God alone, is that you have to stay plugged in, right?
Mm,
We're only pull the plug away from insanity, right?
come on now.
So when I was going through my depression, I was praying to God, and that was just one thing I just kept hearing was plug in. I'm like, plug in, but the plug in meant for me to plug into your love sources.
Come on.
And your love sources is going to be the people that love you genuinely, whether you Natasha Eli or you just at home, regular old Tasha, or you, whatever you are in the stage of your life, you broke, you rich, whatever it is, you just got to plug into your love sources. Even when I went to the grocery store and when I was going through this depression, it was literally 3 months. I started doing things that I wasn't doing. I started going to the grocery store and I would pick up like apricot, shit that I don't really deal with. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to do that because that was a form of plugging in for me. You know what I'm saying? And then I would go and walk in the grass barefoot. You know what I mean? Things like that that I don't normally do. And those are the things that was coming to my brain was like plug in, stop. It was like stop being so, you know, alone. Even though you're alone, it was still like plug into these things, the little things. And that's what made me start again appreciating little things in life. And it wasn't all about the money, it wasn't all about the material things. It was really like plug into life.
Wow. Tasha,
Yeah,
you said a mouthful with that. Thank you for being so honest and transparent with the homelessness and things like that. Because
yeah,
I've experienced homelessness. I've experienced all types of devastation multiple times, and I wouldn't be Mac without it.
yes.
Um, but
Devastation is the word. Devastation.
devastation, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be who I am without it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
So I've experienced devastation
that
as
part
well. Yeah.
deep, deep
Yes.
devastation.
Yeah. Yeah. Things that you should not even have to witness, things that you should not have to go through. I'm always like, why is it, like this? And you don't question God, but you can
Come on,
question your circumstance. You can
come on now.
question certain things, question people. It's just like, why, And sometimes I believe that you go through these hardships because you are a chosen one. You know what I mean? Because
Real.
it's like God is testing you to see if you're going to be able to stand up for me when it's time.
Come on.
So, I don't, I don't knock it. I wouldn't live no other way. I can appreciate the people that I met when I was homeless. I can appreciate the people that was at the hotel with me, like, that borrowed noodles from me or whatever, whatever I could do. It was like, I even appreciate the times that I've been in jail. Like I've appreciated every single experience that I went through because it was necessary.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was necessary.
Let's talk about this book. Let's talk about the
Yes.
book,
Okay.
Woman on the Rise.
Women on the rise. Yes.
Tell me now. That's about domestic violence and sexual abuse. Tell me what was the thing that made you say, you know what, I need to chronicle this, I need to write this because I want to be an agent of change for other women.
Listen, that scared me like that was right here. So the book is a compilation book, right? And I wrote the book along with 9 other women. And it absolutely was therapeutic, right? For me
Hmm.
and for them as well, because we all talked about it, we shared stories, and we were given time to just really write as much as we could in a certain amount of time. So I wanted to write about things that affected me. Like I was when I started writing, I said, okay, at this stage of my life, what affected me most, right? And so that's when I wrote about the rape, right? Then, as I grew, then I wrote about domestic violence. Then I wrote about my son's father being murdered. So it was things that devastated me, things that was traumatic to me, that I wanted to write about. So obviously I couldn't write the whole thing. So I kind of just wanted to pinpoint certain things that I felt like uh, different women might be experiencing. And if I felt like if I didn't write it, they may not get out, or
Mm.
they may not know how to process that the rape is not your fault.
Come on,
They may not be able
come
to
on,
know on their own that this person is sick in the head, you know what I'm saying? So all those things affected me in a major way, and I wrote about it. I didn't want to write about peaches and cream when it really wasn't peaches and cream for me, you know what I'm saying? So
that's right.
I wrote about the things that really affected me most, that would that would also affect someone else that might be going through it, or help them rather.
Since doing that, Tots, and you've had the courage to write your story and share it, what's been the most gratifying thing from sharing your story with other women?
Let's see. That's a good question. What's been the most gratifying thing in sharing my story with other women? I guess I want to say the sisterhood of it,
Mm.
because I am a girly girl. Um, I'm always helping girls. You know what I mean? Girls, women, whatever. But on the flip side of that, there is the trauma that go on with men as well, right? That
Mm-hmm.
a lot of women, we don't give the men the grace that we ask for. You get what
Come
I'm
on, man.
saying? So
Preach.
I do believe that there's trauma that go on with men that's unspoken. You know what I'm saying? So they probably have some of the same traumas that we had. You know
You
what I mean?
damn
Because
right
I
you do.
I've ran into men who have been molested and raped as well. You know what I'm saying? And so women, I don't think women think about that when they're like in relationships and different things like that, and they man come home and they looking crazy. They don't think that they could possibly be reliving a moment like us. So
Come on.
we expect them to know that we're going through something, or we got our period, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we give men the grace that we want
Come
when
on.
it comes to that.
Let the church say amen. Shit. Let the church say amen. Shit.
Amen.
Man, baby. God damn.
It's a fact. It's a fact. But yeah, but on that note, the sisterhood. But I bond with. That's why I got so many bros, and it ain't that fake Atlanta bro. It's not that I'm sleeping with you, bro, and you my bro. It's that real bro,
Real bro.
and I understand the blackness of my bro. You know what I'm saying?
Come
I
on now.
understand what you're going through as a black man, bro. It's not anything sexual. It's not anything like, oh, we're just faking brother and sister. It's not that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Where did this? I'm switching gears now, so just stay with me.
Okay. I'm gonna stay with you. I'm pretty sharp.
Very sharp. Where did this passion for social reform and justice come from? Because normally, the people that want reform and social justice felt they experienced injustice somewhere, or they saw it. Where did
Yeah.
that passion to be an activist that makes you an activist? Where did that
So
activist part come from?
not only have I experienced it,
Okay,
right, as
okay,
a black woman,
come
we
on.
experience it, and it may be just a little tad bit lighter. You know what I mean, than the black men who experience it, but we still experience it because of the color of our skin. Period. Period. There's no other.
Ain't no
It's the
escaping
color
it.
of our skin. Period. Right. So and the passion just comes from I've had uncles, boyfriends. I wasn't always this girl. You know what I'm saying? I've had dope dealer boyfriends, and we've experienced it. You know what I'm saying? So um I'm actually in law school because I just felt like it was always a calling on my life. Like it was always a pulling to want to go to law school. I didn't know in what capacity, like, am I going to be a lawyer? I just knew that I wanted to learn more about the law and just try to help where I can, because there is a lot of black people right now like losing their land, because they are not educated enough, because we wasn't afforded education, and they're up in age now and they've been in their homes for 50 years and they can't even understand the paperwork. So the system is pencil whipping them and taking their property that they've been living in literally for 50 years. Like, so there's a lot of different avenues that I can take to help. So I'm just trying to figure it out for my people for sure.
So, is it fair to say, Tasha, that with your visibility and as your platform continues to grow as an actress, the activist part can only be beneficial, and they kind of really support each other, because the bigger platform that you have, the more influence you can actually influence change.
Yes, absolutely. I have a plan, and the revolution will be televised
Mm, mm.
for
Y'all
sure.
heard it. Y'all heard it. It's gonna be
Yes.
televised. You heard it right here on Fantastic TV.
Yes.
Goddamn, it's gonna be
It
televised.
will. It will. I mean, I'm gonna be telling. some personal stories. I'm going to be doing a movie on my own life. I'm also producing I actually have a meeting on Monday to meet with some females. I'm going to be producing another show. It's in a reality form of show. So there is a lot to come from just the platform, just the process of acting. Of course, the natural progression is to want to produce and want to direct. Some people want to just stay in the the acting lane, but of course I want to tell stories. Yeah, real true stories.
I mean, it's only natural. You can write them, so why not be
Yeah.
able to tell them? You're already a
Yes.
writer, so it's
Yes,
already there. It's
for
already there.
sure. Yeah, so that's where I'm going with it. And then eventually, when I'm done with the acting, I'm just going to sit there and, hey, let me look over that paperwork for you. You know what I'm saying? So before you sign that, let me look at that real quick. So I think that's kind of where I'm going with it. I thought about private eye. I thought about um just the pro bono of it all, just the community. So it's so many different ways. I'm just trying to figure it out. But right now, I'm just in school.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, juggling.
Let's get to Atlanta for me. Take me down to the south. How did we get here, Tasha? How we get from New York to Atlanta? What brought us down here? And kind of give me the journey of how we got from New York. Take the people to we're in Atlanta now. And next
Okay.
thing you know, you just plastered on all these damn movies. Because I want the reason
That ain't
why
no next thing you know.
I
It was
want folks
not
to
that
know.
easy.
That's why I want you to tell the story. Because folks
Yeah.
think it's easy.
No, well, it's not that easy. And then sometimes even when you're in, you're not in. So
Ooh,
me, my mother is the key. So she's the tie to all of it. My mother, she moved us to New York, raised us in New York, then raised us in New York. And then there was summertime, we would have to go down south. Okay. Then there was times that she'd be like, yeah, stay a little longer, just go ahead and go to school. So then we started school down south. So I'm down, down there, but I'm also cool because me and my grandmother, I learned a lot from her. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't deal with a whole lot of people. Like my grandmother was a real shooter, literally. But there was times I was young as hell. We going to the pecan fields, we're picking cotton like real shit. I'm going, we literally in the slavery books right now. You know what I'm saying? Because
mm,
it was still happening. This was Georgia. It was still happening up in the 70s and all that. So
right.
people in New York, they might not know that. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? That's stuff that they probably
No.
is unheard of to them.
Right.
Just like my homegirl, she didn't know what grits was, and I was like, "Girl, grits is no, no, no." I have to explain. She from New York. She's like, "I've never had a grit before." You know what I'm saying? So, um, we had all of that, But my mother is the tie. She's a down home country girl, but she loved the city life. And now that she's older, she wanted to, come back down south. And one of my sisters, she moved to Georgia first. She was a military wife. I ended up being a military wife. My husband was from Philly, but he also had ties in Waycross, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
it all just came full circle.
So you get here. It was like everything was pulling you here. Mom was the key. Grandma was already
Yes.
here. You had family here, cousins,
Yeah.
everything like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Husband. It all just came.
Person. Yeah, we didn't come directly to Atlanta. I was stationed in North Carolina with my
Okay.
husband. Yeah. And we were high school sweethearts. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
so we pretty much came up together. Prom, all that. We did all that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
got married. We got married. But yeah, and then later on came Atlanta.
Then Atlanta was later.
Yes.
Okay. Now we in Atlanta. Later on, then got here. How the hell did we end up
Ha-
on all these damn TV screens and all these? Because I'm about to rattle off the work. Let me just rattle off the work for those that don't know now. Let me rattle off now. So you niggas can go look at. I want y'all to go look at all these movies and goddamn run these numbers up. Survive
right.
America, keeping secrets, deadly games, fractured, deadly control, on 10, hashtag BFFs, donors, the teacher's pet, the client, Glow Street, and Tears of a Hustler 2, which was award, which received an award.
Yeah. We
And
just
that
we just won Ace Honors Award, #1 show on Tubi. Yes. Yes, we did.
that's a lot of work, Tasha. That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. It's hard work though.
How did we get there, and how have we stayed there?
Oh my God. So we got there because okay, so I had this big crazy thing going on in the media one time. And I met this lady by the name of Kathy Taylor, right? I met up with her. I was actually there to meet someone else. So while I'm
Mm,
waiting for the other person, Kathy Taylor sits next to me. We're talking, and she was one of those, or is she is one of those people that is she puts fires out.
come
Let's
on.
say
Okay.
in Atlanta,
This,
and she know everybody.
all right.
So she was just kind of telling me different ways to handle the situation and you know all that. And later on, so we kind of just became friends. So it was not a work relationship, it was more friends. But she did a lot of PR, she was managing clients and stuff like that. And so later on, when she finally started doing movies, she linked up with Omega Keys, right? And Omega
Mm,
Keys is a director, and Kathy was the producer. She's the producer, but at the time, she was an event planner.
okay.
However, all that, she called me one day and she was like, "Hey, um, can you come down? We needed some more people for a club scene or whatever the scene was." But whatever, Kathy, when she calls me, whatever, it
You
didn't
there?
even matter.
You
I
there?
was there. And so I showed up, and anything I do, whether it's background, and I tell people this all the time,
Come on.
whatever you do, whether it's background, I don't care if you just got to pick your toenail, be the best toe picker. You know what
Come
I'm
on.
saying? And so while I'm in background, of course I'm doing what you're supposed to do as background. Okay,
Yeah.
we're in the club. We're kiki keying. If we supposed to be in the club, we're dancing. This is not something a director has to tell you to do. You
Mm,
just know what you normally supposed to do in a club. So now I'm standing out. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, every single movie that Omega Keys and Kathy Taylor has had since then, if there's one that I'm not in, I'll be surprised.
mm.
Yeah. And so that's just what got the ball rolling for me. Yeah. Yeah.
So Tasha, that was destiny because as a kid, you knew you wanted to do something like that, and
Yes.
then literally life brought you here, and
Yes.
somebody made a being a solid, loyal person. All right, I'll show up
Yes.
for you.
That's right. That's basically
Being
how it
100,
happened. Yep. That's how
and
it happened.
from that point forward, and then you said, I like what you said. No matter what, how small you may think that role is,
Right.
be the best.
Be the best at it. Yes. Because there is movies, right, that people have one-liners in. You know what I mean? Like, and people always go, "I ain't got but one line. I don't want to do it," you know. And I always say, listen, that one line, that might be the only thing a person remember from the whole movie. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like, there's movies like Pookie. People remember him saying the crack caller hump. What if that was his only line? It
that's
don't
true.
matter because he did it and people remember that. You know what I'm saying? Bye, Felicia. People remember it. It don't matter. So you might have that one line. Just take that one line, do it the best you can do, and run with it because you don't know if it is going to end up on a t-shirt. It
Mm.
might be a billboard. It just might be a staple in history. So don't think that that one line is always bad. It could be the most powerful line of the whole film.
So basically, don't despise small beginnings.
That's right.
That's what the
Don't.
book said. That's what the book
I
told
never
me.
did, because that's what a director gonna do. They, if they don't know for sure, they might take a chance on you with one line. They ain't gonna go two, three, four deep. They might just be like, I don't know. So let me just throw them a line. You know what I'm saying? And then in some cases, you get that one line and you on set every day after. You know what I'm saying? And so you just can't. Everything can be an opportunity. You just don't know. You just gotta go for it.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: casting agent.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Yes.
about that aspect of it, because you more. I don't want people to box you in. You
Well,
multifaceted.
you can't box me in. I ain't gonna listen. I'm not gonna even allow it.
Mm.
You can't box me in. I'm multi-talented. And I'm saying that out of my humble bag. I'm multi-talented. And that's another thing. God will give you things that you can eat with. If you hard-headed, you're gonna starve because you're just not tapping into what he gave you. You know what
Ooh.
I'm saying? But he's going to give you everything you need to eat with. If you know anybody that might say, hey, I used to could sing, but I lost my voice. They lost their voice over the years because you never used what he gave you. You know
Come
what
on.
I'm saying? But and you starved over those years because he gave you that to eat with. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't use it. So you starved. So I like to tell people that I don't know what your talent might be, but I'm sure that there is something that God gave you that you can use. Like now, people using cooking. You
Come
know
on.
what I'm saying? You got the skills to cook. A lot of women can't cook.
You ain't lying
If
about
you got
that. Now you
if you
said it
got the
true.
skill, right? If you got the skill to cook, now look, you can sell plates. You know what I'm saying? Now go to the park, go to different events, hold an event, do a tasting. Now you start going into your money. You know what I'm saying? Because you tapped into what you already know. Just tap into something that you got already. I'm a people person. You know what I'm saying? When I feel like dealing with people, I'm a people person. So I know how to get it done. I'll tell people my formula is proven. I get people booked and busy in a matter of days.
So you should get people so booked and busy. The damn see when she said that, the damn screen went blank. And she get people booked and busy. Man, that's why she booked and busy. Somebody was probably calling her right now. I would assume somebody's calling her right now while we working that out. So man, I hope y'all. Hey, while Tasha is dealing with being booked and busy, make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button. Man, what a phenomenal, 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 phenomenal interview she's given us, man. So many jewels, so much game, so much wisdom. I mean, phenomenal. Like I said before, she booked and busy, and that's why she was probably taking care of some booked and busy shit right there. So,
Yeah. So I have my phone on D&D, but obviously they don't care. The D&D just not working. So a call was still coming through. But yeah, my formula works. It's really about your presentation.
mm,
Like if you come to me and you got these shots that you took with your phone and you call that a headshot, I'm not working with you
come on.
because I don't call that a headshot. That's
Mm,
a shot that you took with your phone. When I say I need professional headshots, that is what I mean. And I don't like to work with people that I know who say, put me in a movie, put me in a movie. It's easy for me to put you in a movie, but you're not going to make me look crazy.
come on, Tasha.
So you got to care about your materials, care about yourself enough to come to me. That's just like when you run in a club and everybody want to get in free. That's not support. That's not support. Don't look for me at the door. I used to do an event. Me and my daughter, we used to do an event on Wednesday night. Everybody looking for us on Wednesday night at the door. I said, no, we're not working no doors.
No,
We won't be nowhere near the door.
nope.
Why? Because people say they're gonna come out and they're gonna support, make them support.
Yeah,
Make them pay. Because
yeah.
that's if I get a plate from my friend or something like that,
I'm
I'm
paying.
going to pay for it. That's support. So you invest in I will not work with anybody who won't invest in their headshots and who will not follow what I ask them to do. If I say, listen, you got to get the photo shoot first to begin with. Get the photo shoot. I'm gonna put your stuff together, do your resume, then you're gonna attend my workshops, and then I'm gonna give you placement. I'm not doing it no other way.
Tasha, I love the fact that you're not gonna compromise your formula.
No, because I know it works. If you pay me my fee of what I need you to do, you're gonna get that back first, second booking. Now, there's some cases where people have to work for free. And I don't understand how people want to not work for free when you're already on the big screen, right? So there's work that I did for free in the beginning because I needed to get my foot in the door. So sometimes you might do that role that's free, but it's going to lead you to 20,000 other roles,
Come on now.
especially if you do it well.
Come on.
So the business is really tricky. Now, you don't want to misuse people. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, use me. My girlfriend got a salon. She let us use her salon. Miss Denise Salon in Lawrenceville. I got to shout her out. She let us use her salon for filming. And I told her, why didn't you call me to do your grand opening? You know, if I have a little, if I do have all these movies, use me. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? Don't misuse me, but definitely use me. Use my name, put my picture up, do whatever you need to do to get your clients up in here. I don't care. Just use me. But get in the habit of using the people that's in your circle. Because if you can't look at them and use somebody in your circle, you already know the rest.
They
You gotta change
useless.
your circle. So
They useless. Yeah.
listen, they're useless. So use me. Just don't misuse me, and we good.
Mm. So how do you know when somebody? So everybody want to get on that screen.
Yeah.
Everybody think they can handle them cameras, and God damn it, when they say action, it's
Freeze
real.
up.
Them
It freeze up every time.
them back pockets get tight. Niggas that fuck around stumbling. Niggas start
Right.
niggas start making up
Nigga
shit.
stop.
Niggas start quoting Biggie lines. Now that wasn't in the goddamn
Right.
script.
Nigga start listen.
Stop.
Nigga, listen. Nigga will freeze up, forget the line. Don't look, turn red if you're white. And listen, my daughter did the same thing. Her crazy behind, she right here. She had some. She was on the spot one time. She actually won. It was winning like the Miss YMCA thing some years ago. Got right up there and forgot the line. I'm talking about, I'm like, you got this, you got this. You know, I'm feeding it to her like, look at the rest of them. You're the baddest girl, you got this. And get right in there. And she forgot the whole, just forgot everything that we just taught, just everything. So she go line every 2 seconds. She was asking for a line. So it's like you think you got it until you don't.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? You think you got it. You really think you can handle it because practicing is easy. When the cameras come on and them people say action,
Action.
now we're going to see if you really got it. I know that there's people I've sent to go audition that flop completely.
Mm.
Completely. Just, I get the call. They're like,
Hey,
why did you send them? You know what I'm saying? So I know when people have it, when I can watch them on set, when I bring them on set and I watch them how hungry they are. I watch that they're watching the camera, that they're watching and listening for, they're not keying, they not over there doing, they focus. I know how they'll come assist me, or Miss Tasha, what can I do, to learn this, that. I kind of know, I can tell, and I'll take them under my wing on that alone, because, and I'm not taking nobody under my wing, and I say this in my workshop: if you don't have no kind of religious belief, I'm not dealing with you. You know
come
what
on
I'm
now.
saying? So, and I tell people in my workshop that all day, every day. I use my discernment to deal with who I deal with. People say I'm stuck up, I'm funny. She don't really like people for real. And
That's what they
it's
say about
not
me.
that I don't like people, but I don't deal with a lot of people. And but if I do deal with you, it's because I see something in you.
Come on.
And if it's on the acting tip, it's because I know that you really are genuine when you say you want this. But now there's people that are bypass the plug trying to get to the plug. You get what I'm saying? So
All
you
day
got
long.
say that again. They'll bypass the plug trying
Look,
to get to the plug. And all day, every day, I'll be like, look at them trying to get to the plug. Here I am sitting right here. But
Lord.
those are not the people that's thirsty for it. That's the people that's just greedy for it. You know what I'm saying? They just cutthroat for it. And I don't want to deal with you.
So
So
you,
this business will spit you out.
how and we coming up on our time. You've been so gracious with time. You dropping a lot of jewels and game for the people. How do you keep the main thing, and not get distracted with all the peripheral bullshit, all the fake ass niggas with their goddamn promises, all the other shit that come at you 24/7?
Yeah.
How do you keep the main thing the main thing?
My main thing is always and forever God, right?
Mm.
And I stay rooted in it. So you can't tell me anything. I'm just not that one. And so I might lose a couple friends here and there, and it's because I'm not going to let you get over on me. I'm not now. I'm gonna be nice for a period of time, but in a second, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna back up because I'm just not that one. You know what I'm saying? I keep the main thing, I keep focused on that main thing. And I feel like when there's a lot of people running around internet talking, but you better get right with God, you better get close with God, and people think they're crazy. Nah, we're the crazy ones. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that's telling you the real tea. So that's how I stay focused. So everything that's for me, when people say you done did a lot of movies, I don't push and beg for these roles. I don't be all in people DMs doing all of that as far as begging for role. No, I wait and I get what God has meant for me to get. And that's what I do. I don't do no extra, no, I'm not on no casting couches. I'm not doing none of that. Yeah, I barely listen. I these people know me so well. I barely do sex. I matter of fact, I haven't done a sex scene because they know me. They might cast me for a tranny or something like that. Because guess why? That's what she gonna do. Because ain't nobody touching me.
Right.
Everybody on the cast might be coupled up, kissing, touching, hugging. So they know Tasha's not doing it.
Tasha
You
ain't
know what
doing
I'm saying? So I'm not doing it. So um I get the roles that's destined for me. That's what I do. And if I read the script and I get attached to the script, but I want to know about the team. I kind of been really, really lucky in Atlanta. There might be one or two directors that I won't ever work with again, but for the most part, there is some pretty good, decent, dope creatives that I love. And once I work with them, they love me, as a family. And I rock out with them and I'll come back anytime. Silk White, his whole team, dope as hell for Tears of a Hustler. Big Paulina, we about to shoot season 3,
Come on.
July. So that team is dope. Kathy Taylor, like I said, Omega Keys, all of them. The clients, I'm currently filming the client right now.
Okay.
That's written by Nadej. They call her Nadej, but she's a dope creative. I love the storyline. I just recently did Cinderella, which is featuring you as what I'm saying. Let's talk about it because you just said I'm the guest. However,
Uh-oh.
we met on the set of
On the set of Cinderella. Well, let me tell you about y'all. Let me tell you what this experience is. My first scene ever in my life doing a movie with this woman right here. I'm like, y'all, Lord Jesus, I had
Control.
y'all. I never acted in my life, right? So true story. My first day, because I didn't know how movies work. I didn't know you might the first scene you shoot might not be the first scene of that movie. So I'm not gonna spoil nothing for y'all.
Right.
But my first scene was with this woman right here, and boy, I said, Lord have mercy, I went home that night, I better learn all this shit here.
Better learn all of it.
I better
No,
learn.
I think we did excellent. Per the director, I might add.
I was told we did phenomenal. But
Yes.
I will say this, y'all will see, me and Tasha got some of the most impactful
Yes.
scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Memorable motherfucking lines you gonna hear
Yes. Yes.
from Mac into A. But let me just say something about her as a person. Now, I showed up on the set. She didn't know nothing about me. And I would say, hey, I'm new to this. She said, it's okay. You're doing fine. She
Mm-hmm.
said, that's okay. It was no arrogance. So what she telling y'all, I experienced that humility first fucking hand. Excuse my language. I can vouch for her. Because I was
Yes.
an unknown nigga with some light-skinned nigga showing up, goddamn, don't know who this nigga is, playing a
Showed
part.
up looking like a whole star though.
Thank you.
Look, showed up and bossed up in there.
And she said, you're doing just fine. It's
Yep.
okay. I said, she
Hmm.
said, trust me, you're doing fine. And I want to tell you, Tasha, give you your flowers. Thank you.
Thank
Because
you.
that helped me. That built my confidence to get
Yes.
through that whole movie. Just want to let you know that.
Yeah, but I appreciate that, and but you won't get that everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You won't. You might run into that arrogance, down the line. But I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? And I remember. I always tell myself to remember where I come from, remember how I started. So I'm never like, this mother, he don't know his lines, and I'm never that. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you think you know your lines, God will flip it on you so quick, and you'll get out there and start stuttering. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be too arrogant
It was
when it
nice.
comes to that. So that's why I was like, you doing just fine. They don't know. I always tell the actors, even from my workshops, when I book them and it's their first movie, they nervous. I said, listen, nobody here knows. You the only person that know that this is your first movie. So just act like it ain't. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Tasha, we're about to wrap this thing up. What are some upcoming projects you want to share with the people? And then I got another off-topic question I'm gonna ask you for fun.
For
What
fun.
Yeah, what you got? What projects you got you want to let people know to be looking out for right now? And how can people reach you as far as wanting to join your cast, the agent, and being, and working with you? What's the best way to reach you?
Okay, so to work with me, the best way to reach me is the PearsonAgencyCasting.com.
Okay.
That is the website to join the agency, to submit to me your headshots, and let me to consult with me on the business side of it.
Okay.
You can follow my Instagram at the Natasha Eli. Always shoot me a DM if I feel like being bothered. I'll hit you back. And the projects that I have coming up, Cinderella, that's
Cinderella.
one.
Yeah.
And actually, it's called Ella, because it's going to be the version, our version.
Yeah.
Um, I have Glow Street. I did Glow Street. Glow Street was number one as well on Tubi. Aside from Tears of a Hustler, so I have Tears of a Hustler coming up. Um, then
So many
I can't
projects.
think of the name, but I just got hit up to do a film for a friend of mine, Rico Cassadine. Rico, forgive me, I don't remember the name. However, I am booked to film
Wow.
his
Look at
project
blessings.
the end of June.
Blessings.
So yeah, they just keep coming. That's why I say if they for you, they for you. I am going to take a break though
Okay.
in June. I
Okay.
want to take a little mini vacay, whether it's Texas, New York, somewhere, just to get away while
Right.
I'm not filming. Because I literally been filming back to back. I did 4 projects in the last 2 months.
Blessings.
Yeah. And I was doing them on top of each other because I felt like, let me do it like the men be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all could take project after project. I can't do it.
Can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. Yeah.
So that y'all got how to reach her, and that don't mean you niggas be in her DM. Get your grease ass out her DM. Don't be sliding.
Let them niggas be in my DM. I'm
Oh, you
single.
want him in the DM? Oh, okay. Tasha said,
Slide, slide, baby, slide in my DM.
ah,
Shit, what?
wait a minute.
What?
Tasha said, slide
Listen,
in the DM. Tasha.
slide, baby, slide. I am single.
Oh,
I was
oh,
gonna hit you up. Tell Holly Robinson Pete and them to do a Tubi show. Hook us up.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? The Tubi actors. We need, like, listen, it's a lot of Tubi actors hooking up though, by the way. That's a lot of them.
yeah. I be seeing that. I be
Yeah,
like,
ain't that crazy? That's why I don't do them scenes. See,
hey,
that's why I don't
hey.
know.
I was like, wait a minute. What you niggas? Let me mind my business. Shout out.
Yes, they hit they're listen, they link it up heavy. I'm talking about pregnant, married, babies, all this. They linking up. So but I'm still out here single. I am waiting on God, baby. When he says right is right. I don't have time. I really literally don't have time. Because of school, motherhood, and movies. It's like it's a lot. So I always feel like I'm unfair to my mates. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have the time. So I would literally have to etch something off of my plate to try to make the
Amazing.
time.
What
Yeah.
is the ideal guy Because these niggas gonna ask me, why you didn't ask him, Mac? Why you
Why
didn't
you
ask?
asking? The ideal guy for me is a fat guy. I like big boys. The ideal guy
Yeah,
would
I want a
be
big boy. Yeah. I like that. Love to the big boys. Okay.
yes, I like a little bit of fluff, you know. And I just like a solid old schooler. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this new YN shit. I ain't with it. I just like the old school niggas with the old school values. I don't like all of this. Now you can be in entertainment. I just don't like that you're an entertainer 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
you can be into entertainment. I don't like all that Diddy shit. Um, I don't want no secret parties going on and all this other shit. But I definitely want me somebody who is just down to earth, respect their mother, their grandmother, you know, got the roots like I had. Because I want to be, and I don't think equally yoked means that you have to be from the same place or you know what I mean. I just think it means that you need to be rooted and you need to
yeah.
be rooted the right way. Don't have to be you're the same religion and all this other stuff. You just need to be rooted the right way. All this new shit, I'm not with it.
All right. Y'all heard it. Hey, if you're little chubby,
I
hey,
see
shoot.
people talking. Listen, I see people talking, but are you reading these questions? Because
Yeah,
I
I
see them
read.
strong.
It said
Because
Shan. It said
Shan,
Shan. Not
hold on. But wait, hold on. Shan, if anybody wants some of the best food in Atlanta, hit up Let's Talk Catering, okay? She's the set caterer. She's on every set. If I don't book her for the set, and when I go to set, she's still there. I be like, damn, you everywhere. She has some of the best food in Atlanta.
okay.
Yeah.
You got
Tell her,
okay.
try her, Matt. Just say, listen, I heard
Okay.
about it. She got you. She's
Shan
one of
got the
them
best
ones.
food.
She ain't got the best food in Atlanta.
Come through, Star. That's what she said. Shan White. That's her, right?
Yep.
Shan.
See, she'll pull up on you. I'm telling you. Let's
Shan, you go.
talk catering. She's the
You got
caterer for Tears of a Hustler too.
Shan. I'm gonna have to mess with you now. I'm gonna have to mess with
Mess with her. And then so we just finished a film that I produced on, by the way. It's called Three the Hard Way.
you.
And we just wrapped on that. And that's the first producer credit for me.
Go ahead.
Um, and we probably pulled, I don't know, we had
Yeah.
over 100 people on the cast. It was huge. It was big. They're doing reshoots right now. Shan was also the caterer on that set.
Yes, man.
But yeah, first producer credit. But I'm actually when I meet Monday, this is gonna be my second producer credit. So I got some big stuff coming up. I'll be casting and doing this reality show coming up very, very soon.
Well, y'all heard it there. Okay, last thing. Give me your top three musical albums that you cannot live without. Now, Natasha, you on the island. You can only take three albums that you can only listen to forever. Give me your
Forever.
forever ever. Your
All
top three,
right. So
any genre.
number one is going to be Whitney Houston.
Ooh,
Um, number two will probably be Nas.
there you
Um,
can't go wrong with Nas.
Number three would probably be somewhere in the gospel arena, and it'll probably be like you see, but let me see. It's probably going to be Corinne Hawthorne.
Okay.
Yep. Only
Whitney.
three down. Damn.
All right, give me five. Give me your five then.
Okay, so Whitney Houston is going to be
Nas.
Whitney Houston, Nas, Corinne Hawthorne, Anita Baker,
God.
and Music Soul Child.
You soul child. There y'all have it. There y'all have it.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
that is.
listen. It has been a phenomenal. I hope, man, y'all have enjoyed this, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to Mactastic TV. Hey, share this with all you goddamn kinfolk this weekend.
Everybody on here better subscribe. If you came from me, you better subscribe.
Hey, and y'all want to book me for any goddamn thing, bar mitzvahs, goddamn barbecues, any motherfucking thing else, Mac is available.
And Mac is a very, very good actor, by the way.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
that means a lot coming from you.
Yes.
That means a lot.
I definitely have you on my radar.
Hey, hit me up. Hit me. I'm here, baby.
Mhm.
I'm here. Hey,
Yeah.
y'all. Be blessed. Tasha, any last words you want to say to these folks before we get out of here? Anything else you want to
Thank
say?
you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys who genuinely love me. I am blessed to wake up every single day in the middle of what I prayed for.
There it is, man. Y'all be blessed, man. This is an amazing woman. Make sure y'all go run up all her movies. Goddamn, run them up twice. And when that Cinderella come out, just know we told you so.
Crazy. It's
All right.
crazy.
All
Thank
right.
you for thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here. It's a blessing and an honor. God bless y'all. We out.